Sage's videos were an overview of underappreciated and forgotten animes from the 1980s, the ones he grew up with and remembers fondly, or not so fondly.
Keep that little song singing in your heart, and the world will be brighter when you're done.
Can't I be doing anything other than listening to this drivel? Like, suck the pus out of a leper's sores?
He aimed to be a curator of times long past, to show off some hidden gems and some real garbage.
I don't think the cops will be bothering us for quite some time.
How do you feel now?
His reviewing style was very middle of the road for Channel Awesome standards. You have your typical use of copyrighted soundtrack for an intro, lead in with a few jokes or a brief skit for the topic, some backstory on his relationship to the media, and then you have your chronological retelling of all the events because he knew you weren't really going to watch it.
Bakugo, what kind of sick relationship do you have with your dog? I can't let you live like that. Let me volunteer to help you. Double big tit bomb!
Double big tit bomb.
And intersplice some brief joke. Oh, and ending with a zinger. Rinse and repeat, and that is that guy with the glasses formula. Oh, and he's got Suave. We don't talk about him. Channel Awesome has this issue with alter egos and jokes that just overstay their welcome, so no talking about Suave.
Finally, an anime I can get behind. And I do mean behind.
His videos average at 20 minutes, which is the runtime of an anime barring commercial breaks, which he did implement in his videos as homage to Cartoon Network block Toonami. He keeps his reviews in a very straightforward style when he actually goes into the material. He prefaces the context of the meta-narrative around the subject matter, and then goes into reviewing the subject matter by going over things chronologically. Jokes and running gags are there, but they never feel like they detract from the overall message. One gripe I have is his misses in his thesis statement, going off into the video with a negative tone without establishing that he thinks it's ultimately a bad anime. However, that might also be intentional, as even garbage can be ironically genius.
I got introduced to Sage's videos from his End of Evangelion review, and thought that his take on the movie aligned perfectly with my own. While I don't agree with spoiling the entirety of a film, he made a lot of interesting points. He talked about the awful sound effects and voice acting, the techno gibberish, and conceded symbolism with all the crosses. So it was a delight to find a reviewer who talked about details beyond the surface level stuff of the story.
I wish they all did that.
I was also introduced to a lot of old animes that I found myself enjoying, and I actually started to keep returning to Sage's videos because it went from learning about old anime and some like-minded opinions to coming back for his personality.
Whilst Bennett is mostly known for his Anime Abandoned series, he has made a lot of different content over the years. One of his shows, simply titled Sage Reviews, was a pretty standard video game review show. In it, Bennett made pretty standardized, short, informative videos on games for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The skits, characters, and overall persona that was found in Anime Abandoned was missing here, as the reviews were much more focused on a traditional format, usually clocking in around 5 minutes or so each.
Sage was also involved in fan dubbing, certain animes like Evangelion, though these are mostly gone nowadays, either lost to copyright claims or in the migration from Blip TV back to YouTube when the site shut down. Bennett also collaborated with Mark the Engineer on a long-running podcast series called Super Toolshed. The show, which was kind of a one-size-fits-all platform for discussing practically anything from stuff at E3 to personal gripes Bennett and his co-host had with the world.
Sage has said he still watches anime in the modern day, and that there's nothing wrong with them. They just don't captivate him as much as older anime do. His channel has maintained relatively the same since its inception, with him reviewing obscure anime, whilst branching out to review films with varying levels of success. Also, since the fire in Santa Rosa, he has put some time into spreading the word for support. More recently, Bennett has changed his image drastically by losing 100 pounds, and chronicled his progress in a long-form inspirational blog. Bennett cited medical reasons as one of the reasons for dedicating himself to lose so much weight in a short period of time.
And that is phenomenal. Anyway, as for his channel and how it stands today, it's pretty much the same. He's kept the same opening, the same backdrop, and that hat. His channel is a lot like the Cinema Snob. It's very middle of the road and doesn't stray away from the original formula. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes it's just nice to have consistency. I still return to his channel to this day, and I'm glad to see him in good health, doing what he loves. Bitching about anime.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. This is just part of a multi-part collaboration. We plan to go over every member of That Guy with the Glasses and to shed some light on this very niche side of the internet. If you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe to Extramana and Absinthe, and be sure to tick that chime next to it to stay updated for future releases. Likes and shares are always appreciated. With that being said, thanks again, and we hope you'll join us next time.
And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing a part of my life with me.